And we are back on the morning show. It's not actually the morning because we've got something special for you today. We're down at Pop Brixton for the Digital Creators Music Seminar powered by the Sound Bank. And today we have a special guest. But before I introduce our special guest, I'll reintroduce myself. I'm Mikey Ray and this is
Carlito.
And today we have...
Hi, I'm Tommy Ray Brown.
We have Tommy Ray Brown.
Godmother of Soul, bringing it for real. Sound Bank in the house.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to yourself.
Thank
Hey?
you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it
So
means a lot.
Tell us about yourself.
Well, you know, I've been a singer my whole life. I came from a broken home in America. I was born in Las Vegas. I ran away. I was an abused child. I ran away. I was in a ward of the state until I was about 11. From the time I was 7, from an abusive stepfather, and I ran away to Los Angeles and I started a rock and roll band. We were quickly signed by Madonna's label Maverick Records. We were the first band signed to Maverick Records with an all-girl band called Hardly Dangerous, and we did a few tours. The music changed in the 80s to the 90s when it went to that grunge thing. You know, it was no longer Poison and makeup and rock and roll on the Sunset Strip. All of a sudden, you couldn't pass out flyers and dress up with your band and go on the Sunset Strip and pass out things. It said post no bills. Nobody could even post a flyer on the wall. You know, and everybody's playing at the Whiskey and the Roxy, but you can't do it because it's the 90s now and they aren't letting you. We're already seeing the beginnings of the control over artists and the music business by corporate and government. The first beginnings. That started in the 80s, and I witnessed that. And you know, after that I went into corporate, so I started doing Janis Joplin at Legends in Concert in Las Vegas, in which James Brown came to see me perform and asked me to audition as a background singer. And I'll tell you honestly, from the moment I met the man, I've never left his side. And it was love at first sight. He was amazing. He taught me everything that I didn't know and thought I did. And everything that I wish I knew then that I know now. He was my best friend. He is not the person portrayed in Get On Up. That was a dirty trick. A lot of people playing dirty tricks, trying to dirty up your folks. That's what that was. And I'm not afraid to say it. I watched it happen. He was an indentured servant his entire career. You tell me what you're going to feel like when you're holding James Brown's in your arm and you're rubbing his hair and he's crying, begging for the Lord to take his life because he's an indentured servant in the 2000s. That's insane. You know, we're playing in front of 200, 300,000 people at Woodstock. The only peaceful day was the day James Brown was there. And then they just tore it up.
He seemed to have, from what I've seen of him, an infectious energy that is shared by yourself.
Exactly. And you know what else he had? He had this, I'll say influence, not power, because God has the ultimate power. But he had influence to stop the rain. He had influence to stop people's pain, to bring people together. And he created a genre that to this day he never had to go with the Black Panthers or with any this or the Crips or the Bloods or the this or the East or the West Coast. James Brown was never about that. Anytime you asked him who his favorite person was, you ain't gonna give me that. I ain't got no favorite. I love everybody. That was it, you know. But I ended up marrying the man. I was singing in his band for 10 years, and I was married to him for 10 years. Because we work really fast, and we have a beautiful 21-year-old son. His name's James Brown II. He has recently signed a record deal. That's why he's not here with me today, and all week. And I'm hoping they let him out tomorrow so he can come. But he's just signed with Alacron, Bob Marley's label, so and the Scorpion, Alacron Scorpion Records. So I'm really excited. The Marley family has been lovely to us, and Alessandro de la Savio, and it's been really fabulous. So he's in the studio now with a gentleman, Stefano Dedo. He just won #1 hip-hop producer in all of the Middle East.
That's dope.
He's got some amazing producers he's working with right now at Matrix Studios. And so I'm trying to get people into the Sound Bank, you know. So I've got some artists I've got coming in. to do some showcases, and I want to start doing some of my vocal lessons because I'm a vocal coach here in London now, and I watch my son's career. I have my own band. I record my own music whenever I want, so I'm fine with that. I've done it. You know, I did it with the best in the business. I want to teach younger kids to do it. I like to see I teach a couple of Bob Marley's grandchildren, and there's a point when they say, well, I want to sing this Minnie Riperton song. They're like, how do I get up to those really high notes? And I'm like, just relax yourself, and you'll see their hands start up when they get those high notes. And I'm like, stop, put them down, put down your hands, and just relax and sing. And they hit that note, and the light that comes out of their eyes. When they said, wow, I just hit it. I'm like, you're hitting Mariah Carey notes, man. You're hitting whistle notes. And you're saying you can't sing, and you're hitting whistle notes. That's like the top of the charts.
Do you know what? You've just touched on something that I wanted to ask you. So like I said, you were like a ball of perpetual self-motivated energy, right? And you seem to propel that onto others.
Yes.
How do you motivate yourself? Because you've got to have, with this much energy, you've got to have days when you just wake up and it's not burning right and you feel like you've got to boost yourself. What do you do?
Well, I'll tell you what I do. I suffer with depression. I also have PTSD after a 14-year court battle fighting for my husband's civil rights, my own, and our sons. And so sometimes it's hard to get out of the house. And after COVID, people don't realize why they're afraid to leave their home. It has started a little bit of isolation that makes you a bit agoraphobic, and I don't think people realize that, and they take that personally onto themselves. It's not. It's the depression of being alone. So I do battle that, and I do that with CBD, and I do that by laying on my balcony next to the river, and I do my meditation, and I say my prayers, and I do them diligently every day for 2 hours in the morning and 2 at night. And I'm an exhaustive Christian. I'm not religious. I do not go to church, but I pray regularly, and I do believe that God has a plan for all of us, and He's never given me anything I haven't asked for as long as I've done what He's wanted me to do for others. And so that's what I try to emulate, and because my husband did that, and he was a preaching man. He was a Baptist preacher, and I just want to help the kids. He gave me so much when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really dope.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like seminars such as the one that we're at today, and having access to digital creation platforms such as the Sound Bank as a home to that, how important do you think that is in this day and age, especially like in inner London or inner cities anywhere around the world? What do you think of
It's
it?
imperative. It's absolutely imperative because we're moving. It's just like what happened from the 80s to the 90s. If you get lost in the mix, you are out. There's 100,000 or a million plus other artists that are waiting in line if you want a Beyonce. They got a Beyonce, figure something else out. You know what I mean? Let's start digging deeper, people. Let's start telling the truth because that's what people really need to hear. And I think that learning how to work your equipment gives you an opportunity to go into a studio and tell your producer, this is what I want. And if you don't know your equipment and what you're dealing with and what the capabilities that it has, then you're carrying a Leslie around, and then you're paying $1,000 to have that transfer when you don't need that. It's all right here.
Yeah.
So I get the analog versus digital, I get that. But we are moving digital. We are not moving analog. Now we can, once we make it digital, go a little analog and do a little, and do some samples. I get it, but we got people going to the moon and doing all this craziness and making music and come on, we got to move with the changes. We got to keep up with the times. And these children are not given proper education in this manner because this isn't represented in our colleges. You have to go to a special place to get this, and it costs a lot of money. So that's why people like Mel and the Sound Bank and the Windrush, the community efforts that we're putting forth to help people that would otherwise not get an opportunity to learn the behind the scenes. What makes a star is not the star. It is the people around the star, protecting the star, shooting the star, guiding it, making them feel confident, keeping drugs away from them, keeping the bad people away from them. That is what is going to save our artists and our young children today. They don't need that. They're already facing so many other battles. So places like the Sound Bank is going to help them to learn how to focus more and know what they're doing, and believe in themselves, because there's so much to be offered. You've got green screens, you've got podcasting, you've got rehearsal studios, you've got recording studios, you've got places to showcase your art. There's so much going out. And then you've got an independent woman that's actually working so hard on her own to keep things open for other people. And that's the beauty of it. That's what it's about, giving back. And that's why I think this is a success, and that's why I think everybody should be coming down to Pop Brixton and checking it out, because there is so many panels and the questions asked today and the answers that were given by these influencers and producers, and it has been no fighting. Everything's been peaceful. Haven't had one cop siren. I mean, LA is worse than this, and I'm in Brixton. Come on.
I feel like even the weather turned up, no?
Yeah. The weather, maybe, James. Thank you, James. You made it not rain. But no, I'll tell you, I'm just happy to be here, and I know how hard y'all work, and thank you, because it's working.
No, thank you, man. I mean, like you said, without people such as yourself, Mel, some of the other people on the panel that have come down to share their wisdom and their experience, we wouldn't have this.
And their hope.
We wouldn't be able to give this to the next generation coming up. So,
that's right.
Yeah, we're all appreciative for this.
Because, the common thread that I've seen throughout all of the seminars today, and I'm glad that they approached this the whole time, each of the people on the panels, was depression.
Yeah, I noticed
and was
that,
fear. And things that the young people are facing today. And when you're trying to build yourself and you've got nobody else to build you up, you need to have a community. And the Sound Bank is a community around you. Take your computer, go hang out, hook up the Sound Bank, meet you. Hey, I'm cool. I'm learning how to make movies. Oh, I'm actually recording an album downstairs. Oh, we've got a podcast going on right over there. I mean, this is brilliant. Every kid should know this stuff.
I think that is the beauty of Soundband. I think it allows, no matter what your medium, you've got something to project yourself on.
That's right.
And I think what you've done, or what you've continued to do, and what you've expressed today, is that there's no such thing as normal. That's normal now.
That's right.
I feel like when we were growing up, we grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s. You had this projection of what normal should be, and if you weren't that, then you weren't normal. I feel like now nothing's normal, and that's normal.
Everything's experimental.
Exactly.
In fact, now there's a new genre, and it's what? Experimental.
Exactly. Yeah.
Isn't that where we should be in life? With each other.
Yeah, it's true.
But why I say it's amazing is because we've got the platform Soundbank, which has got so much energy, but also we've got yourself. So if icons like yourself don't normalize the fact that there is no such thing as normal, I feel like it's a dangerous precedent. But what you're doing is really you're normalizing the fact that everybody should be an individual.
Yes.
So for that, I salute you. I absolutely salute you, because I think we need more of that. We need more icons like yourself saying, actually, this is me.
Yeah.
These are my
people, you're my people,
Exactly.
We're all people. Man, we just different colors because the sun was somewhere else. You need to get over yourselves, people, really. You really do.
I love that.
Really do. Because, hey, man, we're all human beings. And if we don't get over, we all going to go under. And that's something James Brown was absolutely right about.
Yeah.
And I believe that this is our way to do it. Teaching young people how to do it respectfully and properly, and winding up the cords right.
Yeah.
And this stuff matters, and taking care of it matters. This equipment is expensive. These kids today, they tell off their mamas. What do you think they can do to your stuff?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got to have some. Unfortunately, a lot of fathers aren't there. And mama's got to work 2 jobs because he isn't. And I've been a mother and a father to my son since my husband died, on Christmas Day in 2006. And it is not an easy job. So this is where I would want my son, to be, around nice gentlemen like you. I go to the Sound Bank and I see you working. I mean, it's a clean place, safe place for people to go with no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Ain't nobody on nobody's tip.
Yeah, good vibes. It's always good vibes. Yeah.
All good vibes. And we're all just here to help each other anyway. We're all the same.
Absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're here again tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm
we're
gonna be here at
here
10 a.m.
tomorrow.
I'm actually gonna try to slip away because I don't want to get too much on me. And I won't be able to stay late tomorrow. I'm gonna stay late tomorrow. But I've actually met some lovely people today. The networking is amazing. Come in, lots of influencing, lots of production advice, lots of management and high-figured management and artists and influencers and information. So come on down, check it out. I mean, this is really where you want to be. You want to be in Pop Brixton tonight and tomorrow and into the night.
You heard it there from a master of
God,
aircraft
mother soul.
herself.
Don't take no mess.
There you go. Tommy Ray, before we let you go, where can we find you? Where can the audience that weren't able to make it down this afternoon have access to you and all your wisdom and your advice and whatever else they can get from you in terms of creation?
Well, you can reach me, anybody. I have an open Facebook site. It's just Tommy Ray Brown. And you spell it Tommie, so TOMMIERAEBROWN. And you just message me and I'll click you. And if you're ever in trouble, I always make it very known that you can call me 24/7 and I will be on the other line if you have any problems. So I make that very aware to anybody, and I'm open to that. I'm also Brown Tommy on Instagram, I believe. And then my son is James Brown and James Brown II, or second. So you can look us both up. He's got all kinds of stuff going on as well. And also YouTube, the Tommy Ray Brown Band. So you can check that out. My new album entitled Treacle and Strong are both kind of out at the moment.
Cool.
And a new video called Gina.
Right, so we'll look out for all of that content.
Check it out. Look it up on YouTube.
What's going on?
All right.
Thank you, Tommy Ray.
Thank you. God bless you. Oh, and by the way, no man can curse what Jah bless.
And that's the morning show.
Peace out.
Peace.